Dear friends, dear fellow Tibetans, for too long, the international community has underestimated the gravity and urgency of the plight of the Tibetan people. To a certain degree, today's dramatic worsening of the situation inside Tibet is clearly a consequence of the negligence of this issue by the international community. Many Western governments prefer to engage China in what is called the quiet diplomacy. In the West, there has always been an influential school of thought that contends quiet diplomacy is the more effective way to deal with China. A logical consequence of this has been to exercise restraint in order to avoid the loss of faith of Chinese leaders. It is therefore high time to point out that this restraint to avoid the loss of faith of Chinese leaders is resulting in the loss of lives of an increasing large numbers of Tibetans and in the overall deterioration of human rights situation in the PRC. Let us therefore make clear, if the international community wishes China to become a responsible stakeholder of the world community, then it must stop pursuing a policy of appeasement and taking the line of least resistance in dealing with the dictatorial regime in Beijing. It is time to stop continuing to spoil the Chinese leaders out of political expediency. It is time to stand up for one's own values and principles. Don't let the sensitivity of the Chinese leaders dictate how you deal on human rights, democracy, and rule of law. Don't let the Chinese government discredit, undermine, corrupt your own principles and values through the use of coercive diplomacy. The world needs Europe to play a leading role in the defense, protection, and promotion of human rights. At the core of Europe's spirit is a fundamental belief in the inherent equality and dignity of all people, and in the values of human rights, democracy, and rule of law. With this spirit, Europe succeeded in defeating and eliminating tyranny and despotism on the continent of Europe. It is therefore important that this spirit of Europe does not hold at the borders of Europe. The oppressed people all over the world need Europe's commitment and dedication to these values beyond the shores of Europe. Let us therefore call on Europe, do not shirk responsibility of standing up against the dictatorships of this new 21st century. It is time for Europe to stand up against the Chinese intimidation and to stand in solidarity with the people of Tibet who are dying for the cause of freedom. It is time for Europe to stand in solidarity with Chinese defenders of human rights and advocates of democracy and rule of law, who are the vanguards of tomorrow's China. Let us therefore make clear, Europe can and should play a crucial role in solving this issue of Tibet through peaceful means. Europe is a leading member of the international community. As such, she is as much a player as a facilitator in the quest for a just and peaceful solution of the issue of Tibet. The signals that Europe sends helps determine whether the parties involved move towards dialogue and a peaceful conflict resolution, or move towards deepening confrontation marked by increasing repression and resistance. Against this background, today's gathering of thousands of free people in democratic Europe is a powerful, for a common purpose and common message on Tibet, is a powerful display of people's power and sends a very clear and strong message to the Chinese government and to the leaders of Europe. It is therefore for us Tibetans an occasion to express to all our friends throughout Europe and in the wider world our deep appreciation and gratitude for your support, solidarity, and friendship. In our time of great need, you have been at our side, walking alongside on the long journey of the Tibetans to freedom. On this long and difficult march, we have shared with each other the joy and elation of battles won, and we suffered together the sadness, disappointment, and pain of setbacks and battles lost. Our common cause for freedom in Tibet have made us to brothers and sisters in spirit, despite the differences in our ethnicity, culture, religion, and language. There is no amount of money or power that can buy such solidarity, commitment, and friendship. This is the true strength of the Tibetan cause and the strength of a culture of non-violence and peace. There is no doubt in my heart that change will come to Tibet, and this change will come by the power of truth and by the strength and force of the resolve and aspiration of the Tibetan people, and by the power of solidarity and support of people across the world committed to human solidarity and to the values of non-violence, peace, and justice. Let us therefore reaffirm our conviction and make clear the time of the cause of freedom in Tibet will come and will prevail, because this is a cause on the side of truth and justice and a cause on the right side of the history. Thank you.